sounds silly, dear, but do it for me, please.
I love this GIF. I can literally just sit here and watch it. No matter what music is playing, he is dancing in rhythm with the music. I don't understand how that works. It's magical. Friggin' red hair vampire lady's pretty nice. Alright, let's check this out. Let's see what is going on. Sweet. Visit the store to purchase packs and add to your collection. Nice. Okay, I will. Alright, so I bought the Mastery Pass that included the 50 packs. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the store, check out what new deals they got, which is probably a lot of stuff's going to just come flying at me here. Let's check the daily deals before we do anything. It's just a card style. So they've added a little thing that shows that it's card styles. That's nice. I got some of these, and I actually use some of these. I don't really have enough money to waste on a bunch of them. And it is all, every single one of these is something I have in a deck somewhere. Oh, yay. That's crazy. Oh, well. Just not going to do it. All right. So first things first, I need to go, what is it? Play Vow. Redeem code. Boom. Get 3 free packs in addition to the packs that I already had unlocked. Let's see what else is in the purchasable arena thing here. Oh my gosh. Holy cannoli. I might have to get those. Oh, those are pretty. Oh, dude, look at the frog. I love this frog. Oh my gosh, I might have to get the frog. Grolnak. Look at him. He's eating a person or a zombie or something. I don't care too much. Well, you know, I do like the avatar. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to waste money on, but these stickers are pretty freaking. Look at that. Boop. Good game. I love it. Dang it. Dang you, Arena, for trying to take all my money. I haven't even looked at everything yet. Holy crap, it just keeps going. Just stuff everywhere. I don't care too much about the special art and stuff. You know, it's if it's ever on like a really good sale, I'll get it, but I don't know. But oh man. Look at this beastly critter here. I love him. I love him already. The bat, I've heard that the bat doesn't shut up, and I don't want to suffer through that. I'll think about the Mastery Pass as we go, because you can buy the Mastery Pass at any point. Oh, the white bat's kind of cool though. So what I'm gonna do is just unlock a bunch of stuff from playing, and then eventually buy the Mastery Pass. Probably what's gonna happen. I'll probably just suck it up and buy the whole thing very soon, because that's how I do every time. Oh, cool. So the sleeves are. You know, I'm not just blown away by any of these. Like, I'm definitely gonna go for them, but like, I'm not just like, oh my god, I gotta have that. I don't know, that one's the coolest one. Look at that. That's a good sleeve. Anyway. Okay. So let's start opening packs. I'm not gonna open 10 at a time. I want to actually see everything I open. I have 2 rare and 2 mythic. Open 1 pack and I'll get a rare. Tokens. Ideally, I'll get a bunch of tokens out of this, because the packs themselves are cool, but tokens are always good. All right, let's see. I don't know too much about any of these cards in this set. I haven't been looking at it too close, because I kind of wanted to be surprised by the stuff I unlocked and just kind of come up with stuff as I went. When it enters the battlefield, create a blood token. When you sacrifice a blood token, you come up 3/3 by a creature. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how good that blood token thing is going to be. Like, I see that it has some applications, but I don't really see it being something that I want to do all the time. What is that? Discard. Draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards unless you discard a basic land card. Okay. And our first rare is a werewolf. The spell can't be countered. That's nice. You put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If it's a wolf or werewolf, untap it. Wow. Wow. Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay. That's good. That's gonna be a card. I mean, it's expensive. Okay, so it's expensive to work. You have to get 4 mana just to get it out. It has to survive long enough to pay the 2 more and tap. So ideally, you want to do this all on the same turn. Which would be what, 6 mana? So it's far from perfect. But what's this werewolf do? Whenever this creature enters the battlefield or transforms, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card, put it into your hand for the rest of that. Okay, so that's good, but not great. I mean, there's a lot of ways that would work. I could see this being very useful, but you would have to build a strong deck to support it. It'd have to have a lot of ramp. I fully anticipate. I'm not a green player really. I fully anticipate a lot of people will abuse the heck out of that card. Okay, okay. Markov Purifier. Beginning of your end step, if you gained life, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. Not bad. That's actually handy. Gives you card advantage. Okay, a little standard menace werewolf. Not bad. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's night. When it deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Okay. So this is another combat card. Let's see, retrieve. Is it instant? Yeah, it's instant. Return up to 1 target creature card and up to 1 non-creature permanent card from your graveyard to your hand and exile it. I mean, that's never bad, but I don't know if it's like extremely good. Ooh, okay, nice. I've been anxious. The blue in this set, I've been really wanting to see what it comes up with because I really want to try to make a good Dimir deck. Beginning of combat, choose 1. Tap a creature or target creature doesn't untap. Ooh, so that's cool. I like that. It's not a legendary either, so you could have more than 1. That just being on the board creates combat control. Okay, I like that. I like that guy. He's a keeper. He's a bro, man. Flame Blessed Bolt. So that's your standard shock of the set. Deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Nice. Doesn't do it to humans though. To players. Let's see if that creature or planeswalker would die. Exile it. Okay. Handy. Blood Fountain enters. Create a blood token. Sacrifice up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's good. That's good because, well, it's a sorcery, unfortunately. But, I mean, most of those kind of cards are. Game control cards are usually sorceries. Untap. And it gains haste until end of turn. And you create a blood token, so you get extra value for it. Not bad. Okay. The training, so this training mechanic, I could see being really good in white aggro, especially because it seems like white is the majority of what it is. Oh man, I love that zombie token. Look at that zombie token. Oh. When he dies, create a 2/2 black. So he ramps into a stronger creature. That's kind of cool. Okay. Gotta love little baby wolves. So it's just a creature that just gets stronger just for existing. That's not bad. Ooh! Right off the bat. Oh, man. I love getting... lands are the one thing that I never seem to get when I need. Like, the man lands and the multicolored lands, I always seem to need extra of. And don't have the tokens to do it. So that's awesome to just get one like that. Especially white-black, because I have some good ideas for a white-black deck that I was looking at with actually this set to kind of boost it. So might see some ability to make it for once. Whoa, that's creepy looking. I like it. When it dies, you may search the library for a card named Rich to reveal it, put it into your... Okay, so it's just a zombie that just gives you the ability to find more of itself. Not great, not bad. Target creature gets +3/+7 against first strike. That's always good. Oh, cool. So that's a picture of Arlen fighting a... Oh, wow. Lore-wise, that's pretty fun. That would be a brawl right there. Alright. Got the surviving wild, or the evolving wilds of the set. Hey. 2 damage to each non-vampire creature. Not bad, not great. In a vampire tribal deck, of course that's good, but I mean, everybody's going to run probably some of these vampires now, so I don't know how good it really will be. That's a big boy. Wow, that's pretty cool though. It gives you the ability to gain 10 life just for, you know, having it in your deck. And, you know, a 7/6 creature with reach and trample that can gain you 10 life. Not bad. I saw this. Okay, I saw this one. I was really, yeah. I was really excited about this card when I saw it. So, all right. So, this thing is great. I mean, it's set on the surface. It looks expensive. It's 4 mana for a 3/3 flash flying creature, which is a good overall thing. It's not bad at all. Then it has that exploit ability where it can sacrifice a creature when it comes into play, using its flash ability, so it's instant speed, to counter a spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. The thing is, it can do that to itself. So just having it there, it's just like having a counter spell with more value in your deck. Like, oh man, a 4-stack of those in most blue control decks is going to be a big deal. Probably. I really find that I'm glad I got that. I was really hoping I would get one. Oh, there's that 1/13 creature. I saw a picture of that and I was like, what the heck? That's why so many cards do exactly -13 or 13 damage or something weird like that, and just to kill that thing. It's kind of funny being a common and it was planned for. That's not bad. It's a first turn drop that just deals 1 damage. So you literally do the damage your first turn, which is nice, and then you get a blood token. That's a good card. There's so much value there. That's a common. That's a common with like 3 applications. It's a 1/1 first turn drop. It deals a damage automatically. And boom, you get a blood token. Oh wow. So that's a, yeah. Yeah, these blood token things are just going to be everywhere. Dread Fugue. Target player reveals their hand. You choose a 9-lane card from it with mana value to the players. Okay, and then the cleave. So I really had to think about this. So the cleave cost is not an additional cost. It's the cost you pay instead. So you either pay 1 black and you can get them to discard a non-land card with mana value 2 or less, or you pay the standard Mind Rot cost, and you get to choose any card. It's still not a land. It can't be a land either way. But yeah, Hager's Awakening. Pretty good. So that's a decent card, but I think the most exploitable ability is the fact that all these blood tokens have you discard a card. So what was that ability? What was that? There used to be there was another Innistrad set that had a thing where when you discarded things, you paid a different cost to play them. So you needed discard engines. So the blood tokens are just another discard engine. So you would pay 1, tap it, discard this. While you're discarding it, ironically, it turns it into an instant, I guess. That's kind of interesting. You get a creature back from the graveyard to your hand for 1 mana, and you get to draw a card. So that's the combo with it. Ooh, what are you? Always love anything black. Let's see. Can't block. It's flying 3/1. Can't block. When it deals combat damage to a player, create a blood token. Okay. Okay. So that's just it has the ability to bring itself back using blood tokens as sacrifices. So it's kind of meh unless you run a deck that has a lot of blood tokens coming in. Otherwise, it's just a 3/1 with flying that can't block. But at least you get a blood token at the start. So, I mean, you don't have to run a blood token heavy deck, but it's not going to excel in any deck without them. So. I love it. Zombie Bear. It's a cool zombie bear, actually. I like it. He's got some applications. Yay! It's Mr. Tonberry. He's here. Alright, so you disturb it and it becomes an aura. It gets +1/+1 and it has flying. That's kind of cool. So, I mean, it's a first turn drop that later in the game can pump a creature that, yeah, I like it, yeah. I mean, there's applications for it, but I don't know if I like that card too much. He's a red-white vampire. That's interesting. Beginning of combat on your turn. Up to 2 card creatures you control each get +1/+. It's not bad, I guess. Because he can target himself too. Okay. You. What are you? So 4 mana for flying trample 5/6. Okay. What's the catch? When an opponent casts a spell, that player creates a blood token. Okay. When it attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each blood token. What? That's a cool card. I like that. I like that card because it forces them to limit how many spells they cast, because it's just going to make him stronger. Like, they have to think about every spell they cast. I mean, they get their blood tokens, but to use the blood tokens in the traditional way, you have to do the whole discard your own card first. So it could even have a discard benefit. I love that card. Okay, I'm gonna try to find a way to use that card in the deck. I love that thing. I see applications, baby. All right, let's see. Yeah, another. Ooh, I'm gonna get a mythic soon. I like that card art. It's cool. Can you combat on your turn, but a +1/+1 counter. Nice. That's a good green card. It's a good strong green card. It's got some meat. It pumps your creatures. I mean, it's a little expensive to get out, but in theory, hey, what's up? Yeah, Crimson Vow came out today. I was like dying to get off work so I could open these packs. I got the 50 pack bundle, and then I got three free ones. Can't even say it. For doing the code PLAYVOW in the store. So yeah, so 53 packs total. I was just looking at this card. Like, I'm trying to think of ways this card would be good. It doesn't have to be out and pump something up to 6. You could have a creature that already has 6 toughness, put the 1 counter on it at the beginning of combat on your turn, and boom, you've got a 3/6 with vigilance that gives that creature vigilance and everything else on your. So that's a really solid card, especially for green. Yes, I got another one. I was talking about earlier. I almost never seem to get the good lands out of these sets, and I've gotten 2 so far. The white black one and the red blue one, so that's good. Those dual color lands are essential for like a really good deck down the line. Ooh, what do you do? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +2/+2. Wow, that's a cool card. I mean, he's expensive though, but there's applications. You draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, then create a blood token. I don't know if I love that one. Ooh, what do you do? So 1 in white. It deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control. Really good. And the cleave is white, red, and X. And so basically you just pay the cost you want. Okay, so that's a really solid card. That's a really solid card. There's a lot of ways to use that one. Yeah, there's a little bit, I've noticed there's a little bit of flexibility with the tribal stuff. Like, there are now, like, white-red vampires mixed in. There's not a lot of them, but there's a couple of them. And then werewolves that are kind of bend the color scheme and stuff like that. So what it's doing is it's kind of building into the way things were from the last set, but kind of expanding on it and giving it some more variety. This cleave mechanic is pretty cool. Pretty much every card that I've seen that has cleave is really friggin' good. Like, this has a lot going on for it. Like, I mean, you literally don't have to worry about it being in a red-white deck. You just have it in a mono-white deck. One of those mono-white aggro decks. And boom, you've got 4 creatures, so you deal 4 damage for 2 mana. Like, just to a creature, a planeswalker, but it's removal for an aggro deck. I think it's got a lot of applications there. Let's see. I don't have that yet. What does he do? Or she? Enters the battlefield, create a blood token. See, that's another good card to figure out how to use the blood. These blood token things, I'm curious how that's going to actually work in play, because it's kind of chaotic sounding. Because if you have like so many of these things, just make tons of blood tokens. You're gonna have like 40 blood tokens sitting on your battlefield, and it's just gonna have crazy stuff happening. Counter target spell is countered this way. Exile it. Okay, that's another one of those. That's a good card. Draw a card. Yeah, there's I've seen a few cards so far that are probably like definite tournament winning cards, definitely in the decks. Like, yeah, so far I've gotten 2 really good black rare vampires that play off the blood token concept. Target creature gains indestructible until the turn. Always good. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. See, that's another good card for a white aggro deck. I think they really sat back and actually physically looked at what people were playing the whole season, I guess, the whole set, and we're like, we need to make a few cards that fit in all these decks. Another good blue card. Let's see. 1, 2. Exile a creature card from your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on him. Ooh, hoo. He doesn't even tap to do that, so you can do it instant speed. You can do it instant speed, make himself stronger, and have some sort of activated ability that, yeah, I like that. I don't know. I really like this set so far. Like, I've seen a lot of really neat ideas. Like I said, I'd have to see how this blood token thing is going to work in an actual game, because it looks like there's just so many things that create them, and I don't know, you know, what the heck? Gotta explode in that picture? You can always tell it's different. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Create 2 blood. See, that's a crappy card. Look at that. 6 mana just to destroy something and create 2 blood tokens. That's awful. Like, target player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. And you create 2. See, that's not terrible. You definitely want to run those if you have a blood token heavy deck. Yeah, I know. 6 mana for anything is kind of like, ugh. So it better be something that you really can get some value out of. And just to kill something is good, but to create 2 blood tokens, that doesn't make up. There's so many better cards than that for both purposes, making blood tokens and killing things. So deals 4 damage to creature, create a number of blood tokens equal to that amount of excess damage to that creature. See, even this technically is better than that. It costs 1 less mana. Well, it doesn't kill planeswalkers, so I guess that is better in theory. If this was an instant, I mean, maybe. Sorcery speed creature destruction is just very underwhelming. It's got to be a very value-based card, or it's not gonna be worth it. That's a cool card. I like him. I like the artwork. What do you do, Mr. Binding Geist? Whenever it attacks, target creature and opponent controls gets -2. Ooh, that's pretty cool. He can make anything that might block him weak enough for him to kill and survive. Even, you know, he's 3/1, so he's got to make it 0 attack. Let's see. Enchant creature gets -2. There's also there's this common theme I've noticed, especially with the spirits that have disturb. So instead of it being like the last set was a human that would turn into a spirit if you disturbed it, it's spirits that when you disturb it create an enchantment based on their ability, which I think could be kind of cool to take advantage of. What the heck is that? Return target wolf or werewolf creature to its owner's hand. Draw a card. Or cleave and return anything to its owner's hand. That's not bad. Definitely a sideboard against a werewolf tribal deck, but I don't know about having a regular deck. Yay, another free gold, baby. I need some rares and mythic rares tokens. I like it. Crab horror. I don't know about that card. It's cool and everything, but I don't know. It becomes night, just flat out. It's like, hey, it's night now. Discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. That's cool. Okay. It's always nice to have some sort of card draw in red, even if it's an odd application. At least it exists. So, damage equals the number of wolves and werewolves you control target. Ho ho, buddy. That's a good card right there. That one's. Yes! 2! This is the... Okay, I really want this guy. Like, I have a good idea for a Dimir deck, and this guy would be absolutely perfect. It's control-y. It's a decently sized creature. It gives the exploit ability, which lets you sacrifice something, so you can, creatures and things that gain benefits for being sacrificed, it just plays off of. It's just a solid card. I really am excited about Chill of the Grave. Tap target creature, doesn't attack. Okay, that's a good card. It's a good solid card. I like that. I mean, it's good even without the if you control a zombie part, because it gives you a card and takes something out of combat for a couple turns. Not bad. Okay. So it's another one of those cards that plays off itself. Wow, that is a cool card. I like horrors. Horrors are just cool. Yeah, that's definitely a good card. I mean, honestly, just giving something trample just for free or for 1 mana is a big deal in a lot of these decks, because that's like the only reason green hasn't just been completely overwhelming the last few, or like the entire block that's out right now. Is a lot of the best, biggest, strongest green cards don't actually have trample, so you can chump block them and survive. Just saying, not by the way, he's got trample now for 1 mana is pretty serious business, and then it gives him +2/+2 on top of that. Boom. Let's see. 2/1 flying. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. Wow, you may reveal a non-creature, non-land. Put it in your hand. Put the rest in the box. Okay, that's a good solid card. Good. I saw this. This is fun. This thing could be fun. It's a 1/2 creature for 3 mana that can produce mana of any color. That's pretty neat. There are 3 more omen counters, which means you've used it 3 times. You untap it, turn it into a 5/5. And add a mana of any color for free. I like that card. I see a lot of ways to use that card. Okay, red. I haven't gotten a red rare yet. Let's see what this does. Discard your hand, then draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. Like I said, it's good because red doesn't usually have a lot of card advantage, card draws. So it gives you that, but I don't know about discarding your whole freaking hand just to draw more. I guess if you just have the absolute worst hand in the world and you need something desperately, it's got, play applications. I don't know. Mythic rare. I needed it. Oh, that's not bad. I guess another one of those guys. I like that card. That's a cool card. It's good art too. Traveling Minister. Wow, that's a neat card. I like that card. It's gonna be really dirty in the white life gain kind of style decks. Okay, I saw somebody else running this in a draft earlier. What does it do? When it attacks, you may search your library for basic land card. Doesn't share a land type with a land you control. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So, okay, so it would have to be... It'd have to be in a multicolored deck or it's pointless there. Create a 1/1 insect token. Put X 1/1 counters out where X is the number of basic land types. Okay, so... how can you use this? You would pretty much have to use this in a 3 or more colored deck for it to be any value. I don't know. I don't like that card. I don't see that being too good. I don't know. Maybe it can be. Look at the baby! Oh my god! It's your little baby! I love it. Enchant creature you control. Enchant the baby. When Cradle of Safety enters the battlefield, enchanted creature gains hexproof. And it gets +1/+1. Nice. Make the baby stronger. Bramble Armor is a reprint, I think. I remember that card being on something else. And another set, I mean. It's not bad. The fact that it just auto-attaches to something is handy. What? That is so cool. The werewolf is friggin' so big he's using the ballista like a crossbow. That's fantastic. I don't know about how that would really apply in a game, That's so cool though. When he's changed, he's holding it, so you don't have to. He doesn't have to tap. So he's just like pow, 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 and he keeps going. That's fun. That's a good card. I like that card. I like that card just for the fun factor. Like, he's just neat. Honeymoon Hearse. Oh, they brought back a vehicle. It's a tap 2 untapped creatures you control, and it becomes an artifact creature until it returns. So it doesn't matter about the 5. You just have to tap 2 creatures in general. So it's 5/5 with trample. Okay. Oh, nice. Once again, I really dig the zombie tokens that they came out with in this set. Or discard 1 or more cards. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token without decayed, which is good. This ability triggers only once each turn. It's still good. Still good. I like it. Not fantastic, but still pretty cool. And taking decayed out of the equation is handy dandy. When it deals 3 damage to any target. Okay. Huh. So it can make itself a 4/2 with haste. That's not bad. Or it can make something else stronger. That's, yeah. Hookhand Mariner. So there's more green werewolves. I like it. That's not a bad card either. Sigardian Paladin. So it's 4/4 for 2 green and white. Not terrible. As long as you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature this turn, it has trample and lifelink. So it gets stronger when other things get stronger. Nice. Target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it gets trample and lifelink until end of turn. What you can do with that? Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. 0/4 with Defender. For 3 mana, you transform it. It's a 3/4 with Menace. And then you can make them discard a card. That's neat. I like it. I like it. I like it thematically. I like the artwork. I like all of it. Honored Heirloom. Add 1 mana of any color. Exile target card from a graveyard. Not bad, I guess. Okay. Nice, nice. Okay, what does that one do? So it's 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of vampires you control until end of turn. There's a lot of ways you can use that. Let's see. When she comes into play, you can take control of something that has 1 just for her being in there. There's not really anything that creates vampire tokens. Changeling would apply. So in theory, you could have out maybe your Faceless Haven. I don't know. Okay. There's a lot of ways you could probably make this card really solid. I love gain control of target creature effects. That's pretty cool. I like the artwork too. Doggos. Wolfkin Outcast. Well, that's a pretty good card, because I mean, in most of the decks that you would run this in anyway, you probably already have another werewolf out, or a wolf in general, which means he's 1 green and 3 others for a 5/4 creature that turns into a 6/5. and gives you card advantage in a green deck. Not bad. For an uncommon, he's a really good... Okay, we got another uncommon. Okay. Uncommon transformable stuff is just everywhere here. Let's see. Discard a card. Gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. Then if there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard, transform it. That's a lot of stipulations. There's a lot going on there. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So there has to be 4 for it to do. When it transforms, it becomes a 4/4 creature with the same ability. I mean, might be some ways that could be useful. Okay, cool. Another black rare. Exploit. When it exploits a creature, destroy target planeswalker. Ho ho, okay. It's getting your upkeep, it deals 1 damage to you. Well, crap. So for 2 mana, it destroys a planeswalker, but it's a 3/3 creature that can harm you as long as it stays out. So I don't know about how useful that is, other than, I mean, its value decreases itself. It's like paying a tax. It's just doing damage to you. I mean, there's ways to offset the damage, I guess. But its strongest ability is the ability to destroy a planeswalker. Unfortunately, you know, that's only applicable in certain situations. So he's just, I don't know. I don't know what that was. Oh, I guess he would be good for a chump block in an emergency. Another snarling wolf, laid to rest. Okay. Good for travel decks. Let's see. A lot of things about having +1/+1 counters on it, but then there's a lot of things with that training mechanic, so it gives stuff +1/+1 counters. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library, put all land cards reveal this way into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. Eh. 3, baby! Oh my gosh, I'm just getting them all. That's fantastic. I will have options. Yes. I love it. I love having options. Another rare. Desperate Farmer. I like that card. Oh, that's a cool card. That's such a cool card. For 3 mana, you basically... It's very difficult to not transform that. There's a lot of ways that, in a black deck especially, you would have a 4/3 with lifelink for 3 mana. That's cool. I like him. And I like the implications. He sacrificed his horse or something, brought it back from the dead as a zombie horse, became a freaking zombie horse knight. Senate Pack Leader. 1 green for a 2/1. Okay, already good. Enters the battlefield with +1 counter if you control permanent with mana value 4 or greater. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4+. Wow. That's a good card. That's a good card. Because it starts out, you could have it as a first turn drop for 2/1. Never a bad idea. Then it gets stronger if you cast something with mana value 4 or greater. If you wait till late game and get it, you play it and have something with mana value 4 or greater, and it becomes it's stronger when it comes in. It comes in as a 2 or a 3/2 for 1 mana. There's a lot of good stuff to have about that card. Green's getting some solid stuff this set too. I don't know about like how much it'll win tournaments and stuff, but like it just seems like good stuff all around. It does draw a card. Okay. Ooh, another good blue. Mirror Hall Mimic. Enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it's the spirits. That's pretty cool. That's... Are you kidding me? What? I mean, there's a lot of application. Okay. That's pretty neat. I like that. So, just for having the enchantment out, every upkeep you get a creature that's a copy of the enchanted creature. Which, okay, that's a cool card. I don't know the best way to use that card, but it seems like that would be pretty nifty to make work. Like, there's a lot of things you could do with that, mostly for fun. Mind Leech and Ghoul. Exploits a creature, each opponent exiles a card from their hand. I don't know about how useful that is exactly, but it is a 2 mana for a 2/2 drop. That's pretty cool because it could be a low tier board wipe that doesn't affect you. It only affects the opponent, so that's pretty cool. Oh wow, white direct damage? Okay. Not bad. Markup. That would be good in a mono white aggro deck. I see scenarios where, especially in that one where everything gets stronger on the second spell you cast each turn, you wait to cast that as the second spell while you're attacking. They set something up to block. You kill the blocker. It makes your creatures stronger and creates tokens and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of applications for that. Choose one or both. For 3 mana, creatures you control get +1/+0. The target vampire you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. Okay, not bad. Dollhouse of Horrors. That's creepy. Ugh. Exile target creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 0/0 construct. In addition to its other types, and it gets +1/+1 for each construct you control. It gains haste. What? Alright. So you could literally make a construct tribal deck and use that as a... It's weird. I don't know. There's probably a lot of things you could... I don't understand that one too, but whatever. It's pretty cool. I like spirits. I just like... I wish spirits had more viability in the meta, because just the concept of spirits is cool. There's some cool stuff. There's a few good spirit deck or good spirit cards that people throw into things, but see, that one can only block creatures with flying, so meh. Discard a creature card and draw a card. There's applications there if you want to fill your graveyard for abilities and things. See, a white vampire. So there's more white vampires. Whenever one or more creatures with power 2 or less in the battlefield under your control, draw a card. It only triggers once a turn. I mean, okay. You can basically find ways to draw. There's a lot of those 2/2 zombie token generators. You can have a good... Maybe I should... Maybe I can find a way to use that card. Okay, now I'm getting to where I've seen just about everything. And I'm just getting rares. Let's see. Counter target spell that wasn't cast from its owner's hand. Okay, I see. Oh, wow. That's hilarious. That literally single-handedly can screw over an Alrund's Epiphany deck. Are you kidding me? That's funny. That's funny. They made that card specifically for Alrund's Epiphany. They did. Because if it's foretold and you have this, for 1 mana, you can just say, nah, your whole strat is out. Out the window. That's neat. I like it. Alright. Another one of those. That's good. That's good. Definitely would be... That's definitely a 4-stack in a werewolf tribal deck. There's a lot you can do with that. Cool. Speaking of which, Hungry Ridge Wolf. Looks like they're really pushing wolves and not just werewolves in this set. I'm guessing it's a lore reason. I didn't really read up on the lore. As long as you control another wolf or werewolf, it gets +1/+1 control. Okay. Another Brambleworm. I like Brambleworm. I don't see ever using it, but I just like the concept, and it's a really neat art. Like, it almost has a Godzilla look to it. Like the head and the way the spines are shaped. What does this do? So it's an aura that turns into a curse. Enchant creature. And it gets +1/+0 and has vigilance. When that creature dies, return this transformed and enchanted player. That's... Wow. That's another amazing mono white aggro card. You run a couple of those. For 1 mana, it fulfills your whole second spell thing. It gives that creature +1/+0 in vigilance. They manage to block it, they direct damage it, whatever, they kill it. Suddenly, the enemy players and creatures come into the battlefield tapped, which slows down their ability to block on your next turn and activate abilities and things. That's got applications, man. Ooh. Destroy all creatures for 2 black and white. Yes! I love board wipes. I love them. This is fun, man. I'm enjoying the heck out of this. This is like... I'm loving this. So, yeah. So, there's a lot of ways that this could be used. Yeah, exactly. It knocks out haste. Like, so, that alone makes something like Goldspin Dragon less effective. For 1 mana. It's, wow, it's just a really good white card. Like, this set has so much good stuff in it. I don't even, like... I feel like the meta is about to get really interesting because there's so many things that are tweaking in one direction or another how certain decks are going to play and how certain things are going to be reacted to. It's going to be a significant difference. This, I'm really enjoying because... just killing things with mana value 2 or less can be very useful. Oh, that was probably loud, I'm sorry. It's going to wipe out every counter on the, they bring in Ren in 7 and they have a 15/15 tree folk. The thing dies for this. It's no big deal. All those little cat counters, they're dead. All the zombies with disturb or decay, anything like that, dead, wiped out. Then, all the little 1-drop, 1/1 white creatures that are pumping themselves up every turn. Dead. That's a fantastic card. And then, say you're late game, and you really need a board wipe that has a little muscle to it. Boom. 6 mana. You've probably got the ability to pay the white if you're playing most decks, because you're either going to have treasures, even in a mono black, I'm going to have treasures. I'll be able to make that work. I like it. What do you do? Yeah, rare. Oh gosh, she's a cannibal. At the beginning of your end step, if you discarded a card this turn, transform it and it attacks. That's a good card. You can make a really nice... I'm seeing a lot of cards that would play into a black aggro deck. Because a lot of these transform cards... Actually, in every color, there's been some. But every one has like a cheap ability that you can exploit. Like, discard a card. There's lots of ways you're going to discard a card with this set. Or even the past couple sets. Boom, you have a 3/3 that deals a damage and you gain a life every time it attacks. So aggro, aggro, aggro. I got another one of him. Let's see what we got. Dig up. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Okay, for 1 green, that's not bad. And then the cleave is you search for a card of any kind, put it in your hand, and shuffle. Great card. Excellent card. What do we get? Geist Light Snare. Look at the artwork. All these spirits have, like, in just the spirit themed cards, all have the sickest artwork. It's so awesome. I don't know, like just. Yeah, I know, but that's one reason I like black. I'm like, by the way, the board is wipes. Of course, white has a bunch now. You know, they got Doomscar, and then they got there's a really good white board wipe card that not a lot of people seem to run, but it's actually viable. What is it called? It's 2 white and 6 other. But for every creature on the board, it costs 1 less to play. So if they just have 3 creatures on the board that you need to kill really bad, it costs 2 white and 3 others. You know, that kind of thing. So, I mean, there's applications there. Spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a spirit. It also costs 1 less to cast if you control an enchantment. Target spell unless its controller pays. That's neat. That's neat. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to make a Spirit Tribal deck. Actually, I've got a kind of a jank Spirit Tribal deck, but this sucker would definitely fit the bill. Oh, I don't have one of those yet. Let's see. Whenever it or another non-token creature dies, I control anyway, creates a token. Whenever you create a blood token, if you control 5 or more, transform it. 3/3 flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 target blood token you control becomes a 2/2 black bat creature with flying and haste in addition to its other types. It's not a legend, so you could have more than one of these. Okay. That's pretty cool. And it takes advantage of all those blood tokens. You could make a really interesting blood token specific build. I don't know how good it would be, but I don't know. It's like I'd have to see somebody else run that because I doubt I can come up with a build that would maximize the effectiveness of it. There's one of those -13 things. I've seen a couple things that do 13 exact damage. Creature would die, exile it. Bird Horror, I love it. Whenever you attack 1 or more creatures, target player mills that many cards. Ouch. Okay. When Rot Tide Gargantua. Zombie Kraken? That's pretty neat. That's kind of cool. So it comes into play, sacks something, and suddenly it's 5/4. And they have 1 less creature. Okay. The mill creature? Yeah, look at it. Okay, so the one drawback, it is pretty expensive to get out. 6 mana. But it's a 4/4 flyer, which is pretty solid. All of a sudden, you attack with 3 creatures, they mill 3 cards. The thing is, you don't have to connect anyway. The actual act of attacking makes them mill the cards. So that alone is pretty spiffy. And you can bring it back. Yeah, the 6 mana. I'm noticing a theme here. Maybe it's every single color has a 6 mana card that has a weird effect like that. Because, like, I'm not saying it's a bad card. I'm just saying for 6 mana, it's pretty pricey. Like, I don't see anybody actually running that card, frankly. Yeah. Like, maybe if you have a lot of drawing them from the graveyard straight to the battlefield effects, I could see. Ooh, okay. I haven't got one of these yet. Return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tab. What? What? I'm telling you. This meta is about to get disgusting. This card, holy crap. This card makes the mono green Ren and 7. Yeah. Yeah, the artwork is also great. Jesus. You're talking like if man, there's so many ways that card is going to be disgusting. Like that's oof. Yeah, the effect too, but I like the artwork. I'm a big thing about the artwork. Like look at every single spirit related artwork is just neat to me. Spell has flash as long as you control a spirit. I've already picked it up. Let's see. Skull Scab. 2/2. Whenever a creature you control exploits a non-token creature. Create. Okay, so you can make an exploit themed deck, and he's kind of useful. All right, not bad. Another rare I don't have. Creepy Puppeteer. 4/3 haste, 4 mana. Pretty decent already. Human Rogue. Okay. Attacks. If you attacked with exactly one other creature this combat, you may have that creature's base power and toughness become 4/3 until neat. So suddenly your 1/1 is another 4/3. That's pretty cool. It's got some applications for show. Resistance Squad. Not bad. There's another white vampire. So they're really pushing the white vampire things. Yeah, that last card was pretty mean. Like I could see. I don't think it would be good in every deck, every red deck, but I could see a red-black vampire tribal, or maybe even a zombie tribal that just happens to have that card in it. That would be disgusting. Yeah, these white zombies or white vampires are interesting. What is this? Ooh, 1/2 training. Remove 2 1/1 counters from among creatures you control. Destroy target. Okay, it's not bad. It's got some applications. I'm closing the gap here. I'm down to below half the amount of decks I have, or packs I have left. All right, Mythic baby, yes. Up to 7 rares and 4 mythics. Uh-oh, something's extra shiny there. Something good. Enchant creature or land. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +2/+2. As long as it's a land, it gets add 2 mana of any one color. Neat. A human that transforms into a vampire. Interesting. At the beginning of your upkeep, any opponent may sacrifice a creature. If no one does, transform it. Gets +2. I don't know. That one's not as good as it looks. That was like the first rare I got in this set, so there's a second copy of that. It's not bad. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Because a lot of those, like Paladin class, even Cleric class, Ranger class, those are still pretty common in the meta right now. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/1 green boar creature token. Huh. Okay. Spirit Soldier. So he's 2/2 for 2 mana, not bad. His disturb is he gives something 2/2. Okay. Other evolving walls. Infestation experts. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, create a token. So he creates a token just for coming in, creates a token for attacking. When he's a werewolf, create 2. Oh my gosh, so you can play it on a night turn and it creates a 4/5 creature and 2 1/1s. It's got some fun applications. Whoa, Mythic baby. What is this? That's the first Mythic I've got from the set. 3 mana for a 4/4 Defender Flying Vigilance. Defender, Flying, and Vigilance. It's interesting. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it has 2 or fewer judgment counters on it, put a judgment counter on it. As long as it has 3 or more. Okay. It can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Okay, I see now. So you have to wait 3 turns and it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Alright. It still has Defender though, so I don't know if that would actually apply to anything, but it can attack even though it does. So then its Disturb is, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a judgment counter on it. If there are 3 or more, enchant player loses the game. Wow. Okay. It costs 7 mana, which means it would have to be at least, unless you've got a really good mana ramp, at least turn 10, and they just automatically lose the game. I don't know. It's an interesting win con card. I don't know if anybody's ever going to pull that off. Anybody that pulls that off, it probably feels fantastic to actually pull off. So I'm not going to lie. But I don't know. I don't know if anybody's actually going to run that in it and it actually be effective. Ceremonial Knife. Whenever this creature deals combat damage, create a blood token. Okay. It's +3/+2 as long as there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard. There's a big push for creature cards in your graveyard boosting things. Add 1 mana of any color. Okay, so she becomes a 4/4 if you have a bunch of creatures in your graveyard. She can make a mana of any color. She's a 1/2. Decent. Crawling Infestation. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may mill 2 cards. Whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into the graveyard from anywhere during your turn, create a green creature token. This only happens once. Yay, another one of those. I like it. I like Justine Cruz's artwork. I've seen a couple of things that they've done. Okay, what we got here? Courier Bat. Here's the battlefield. If you gain life, return up to 1 target creature card from the graveyard. Yeah, it's not bad, I guess. It's a cat! It's a cat ghost! It deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Nice. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Okay, fun. Fun little card. Baby, I got a second one. As long as I get a few of those, I don't care what else I get. I can get, like, that's just value, value, value. Alchemist Retrieval? He's a Ghostbuster. It's funny. To return target non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. Okay, so for 1 mana you can save your own stuff, or for 2 mana you can use it as a bounce spell. Not bad, not bad at all. Definitely see people using that. 3/3. That's too expensive for what it does. That's way too expensive for what it's not. It's pretty low. Pretty low tier card. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains indestructible. Not bad at all. Howling Moon. That's not bad because that almost by itself has a good tendency to counter, or at least help you counter, white aggro. Because when they cast a second spell each turn, you get a chump block. Okay. Let's see what else we get here. Bird Horror. Okay. Biolume Egg. Serpent Egg. 0/4 with Defender. So when it enters the battlefield, scry 2. When you sacrifice it, you have to sacrifice it. Return it to the battlefield, transformed under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. That's an interesting card. Wedding announcement. Ooh. 3 mana. Beginning of your end step, put an invitation counter on it. If you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. Otherwise, create a 1/1 white creature token. Then, if waiting announcement has 3 or more invitation counters, transform it. So for 3 mana, on your end step, you put a wedding invitation counter on it no matter what. If you attack with 2 or more creatures, you draw a card. Otherwise, you create a 1/1 creature token. So just being out, it's going to either get you a card or a token. Okay, not bad. Then when it's been out for 3 turns, all creatures you control get +1/+1. Pretty good card. Solid stuff. Yeah, I know. The sacrifice 2 lands thing is garbo. I don't know. But then there's a bunch of cards that seem to play off the fact that lands and things like that are in your graveyard. So you suddenly, that card that brings all lands back from the graveyard to the battlefield becomes that much stronger. So I don't know, it combos well, but you know, you'd have to combo it or it would be useless. Like you couldn't just, it's not self-sufficient as a card. Abrade, Abrade, I'd have to look up, I don't know what that word means. Deals 3 damage to target creature, not bad, or destroy an artifact. Okay, that's not a terrible card. I like the artwork on that. Each creature gets +2/+2 as long as it's a vampire. Otherwise, it gets -2/-2. Wow, that's cool. So you can make your own creatures stronger or kill theirs. That's a solid 1-drop removal card to give you further value like that. It's a bunch of zombies in a cannon. That's funny. It's the beginning of combat on your turn. It's 1/5 for 3-drop, by the way. That's pretty awesome. It's the beginning of combat on your turn. If you control 3 or more creatures that each have toughness greater than their power. It's very specific. Transform it. Wow. So you could make an abusable toughness related deck, which there was several tree folk so far that could play off of. So you can make a really dirty black-green themed deck that just kills stuff with the toughness. Sacrifice another creature. Because look, say you have 2 of those out, all of a sudden you're doing 6 damage to an opponent for 3 mana. And it's loss of life, not actual damage, so that's pretty awesome in itself. Lantern of the Lost. Exile target card from a graveyard. Exile it. Exile all cards from all graveyards, then draw a card. Wow, that's a good sideboard card because it clears graveyards out. Okay, I like it. Another rare. Nice, nice, nice. Up to 10 and 4. Okay. I like that art. 3/2 with exploits. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So for 3 mana, something gets 3/3, 2/2, and 1/1 with vigilance. That is an absolutely brutal white aggro card, but it could also have other applications. A 3rd one of those. Man, I'm going to have a 4-drop by the end of this. So 15 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have at least 1 more mythic by the end of this. Yeah, that's a good point. I've never really played Simic. I don't know. Just Blue-green has never been something that I liked. I don't know. I pretty much don't really go for anything that doesn't have at least black as a secondary color. Like, I just like black. I just do. I just always have. What does this do while we're on that subject? 3-2 with Death Touch. Pretty solid. That's got some fun applications. You can actually target an opponent, make them draw 2 cards and lose 2 life, which maybe the 2 life kills them. Maybe the draw 2 cards mills them. I don't know. There's a few things there. Or you can do that to yourself, and boom, you get card advantage in a 3-2 Death Touch creature, even though you lose 2's life, which you can offset somehow or another. Yeah, I mean, I get why people like Simic. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do. I've never played a Simic build or concept that I was just like, this is fun, this is neat. I don't know, it's just not my wheelhouse. This is a second one of these. This is another card you have to run in a blood token deck or it's useless. It's practically useless if it doesn't have a lot of blood token generators. But if it does, then it's a pretty decent card. 2-1 flying and trading. Another good spirit. Baby! I got Kaya. Man. I was really hoping I would pull a Kaya out of that. Yeah. You can add Hydras to get stronger off of a lower skill. Ah, okay. Yeah, I think I remember. Okay, yeah. So I've got a really fun, it's like a quarter of a build right now. Like I have, the idea is there. The bare bones is there for a good white-black deck using, it's actually a Silver Quill build. Like it exploits a lot of Silver Quill related cards, but I think it could work with the current meta. But Kaya would be absolutely essential to make it run. So having at least one of her, baby. Creatures you can control gain Death Touch until end of turn. Just to getting her out and giving every creature you have Death Touch. And then all of a sudden, boom, you make a creature token stronger. For one, like, just to come into play effect. Or, until end of turn, if one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many. And then 3 turns in, exile all cards from all graveyards and create a 1/1 spirit token with flying for each card exiled this way. 3 turns in? Like, jeez. I don't know, man. This card is a bomb. This card just has so many applications. Every one of her abilities is solid. It's almost like every one of her abilities could solo in its own deck build. And just, like, the goal being to get that ability out. Like, her +1, you could just have a deck where her +1 is the only thing you want her to do. Or her -2 is the only thing you want her to do. It's really neat. It's a good card. Enchant creature. When Fear of Death enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards. Yeah, Kaya's just Kaya always gets the high end of the quality. Also, once again, look at the artwork on these spirit cards. It's different artists too, but like they're all so neat. Like I want a friggin' picture of that on my wall. Like I want my witch flag to just be something like that. It's sick. Enchanted creature gets +X +O, or -X -O, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. I don't know. I can see where that could play into some combinations you want to do. So it's a zombie drake. Neat. Not a dragon, unfortunately, but a drake. Yeah, I don't know about that. So, got another one of those. That's a cool card. I like it. Ooh, what are you? I take an extra oh my god, it's the extra turn card. I got the friggin' extra turn card. Are you kidding me? I don't even like on a moral standing, I don't really want to play that kind of deck. Like, I just don't like it. Like, ugh. It turns my stomach. It's not fun to play against, and so I wouldn't want to do it to someone else, honestly. That being said, I can see where it has a lot of applications. The interesting thing about this one, though, is that you can actually kill yourself if you screw it up. So you can make somebody lose the game if you exploit the way this card works. They would really have to use the cleave or you're in trouble. Anyway, I have it. Not super pumped about it. I don't intend to use it probably, but I don't know. It's there. Oh, another card I don't have it. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have base power and toughness 4/4. Have flying and are angels. Neat. There's a heck of a lot of ways that card could be good, but it is expensive, so that's the good offset. A white tempo or control heavy deck could benefit from it. Another mythic rare, baby. Rending Flame. What does that do? 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker. If that permanent is a spirit, it deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Okay, cool. There's another big beefy defense creature. That's not bad for 2/6, but it's got defender. Okay. And then if it's night and it's a 6/6 that has to attack for 4 mana, that's pretty decent. It's got some fun things you could do with that. Ooh, another one of those. I don't know. I see. Okay. I don't see a problem with having that in a white aggro deck, because that is actually one of the problems in most of the white aggro decks. You don't have card advantage. You run out of cards in your hand, you don't top deck well, you lose the game. But you can win in 4 turns at the same time. So this card, you have it in your starting hand. On turn 3, you get it out. On turn 4, you're probably playing with something power 2 or less. Suddenly you're able to draw a card and use that to cast your second spell of the turn to pump your creatures and stuff again. I could see this being a very viable card in a white aggro deck, because it is a 2/3 flyer for 3 mana, which kind of fits the goal, and it gives you card advantage. I could also see this. This is a decent card. I really like this, actually. It doesn't even have to be in a vampire tribal or anything like that. Just a white deck in general. This is a really nice card. Oh, what'd you say? Let's see. Everything with honestly, I build the Izzet Dragons deck, but I really don't enjoy playing. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I know, it's weird. It's like every time you make a super sweaty deck that is just disgusting in any other format, it just doesn't work. It's like I make the white aggro deck that's so disgusting, and I can win in three or 4 turns if I do it right, but then it never seems to want to run when I need it to run. So, when it enters the battlefield, it becomes the target of an aura spell. Create a 1/1 spirit. So for 3 mana, it comes in as a 1/1, then creates a 1/1 white spirit. So it's 2 creatures for 2 mana, for 3 mana. Anytime it gets enchanted with an aura, it makes another spirit. It is what it is. For its disturb, whenever it comes into play or enchanted creature becomes the target of an aura spell, create a 1/1. Okay. It's really, the best thing about this card is its aura. Its disturb ability. Yeah, I like this card. I like that card. Another one of those. I don't know. I might have to make a vampire deck now because it's just some good stuff. Curse of Hospitality. 1 red, 2 others. Enchant player. Okay. Creatures attacking enchanted player have trample. Ooh. Ooh. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to enchanted player, the creator exiles the top card of their library until end of turn. That creature's controller may play that card, and they may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. That's a really, really strong card. Am I reading that right? Let's see. Okay, so just giving all your creatures trample. Fantastic. Phenomenal. Absolutely disgusting. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to enchanted player, that player exiles the top card of the library until the turn. The creature's controller. Okay, I was reading that like you let them exile a card and play it. Like, I was reading that really poorly. So, you give everything you got trample, you attack, you boom, you hit them in the face. Then you can play their spells. That's a freaking good card. That's a good card. I love it. I love it. Disgusting. It's disgusting. Witness the future. Target player shuffles up to 4 target cards from their graveyard into their library. And you get to target it. So even if if you want to put stuff from their graveyard back into their library, you can, which is actually viable in this set since so many things they require certain things to be in their graveyard to work. You look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of those cards in your hand and the rest at the bottom of your library. That's a really viable card. There's a lot of things that card does. Okay, I like it. Another one of those. I don't like it. I'm sure someone somewhere is going to be like, this is the best card that's ever been made or something. It's not for me. That's a cool card. I love it. I like that card. Ooh. Did all the werewolves just become wolves? Is that the theme here? Alright, so 1 red for a 1/2 with menace is phenomenal in and of itself. And then exile 3 cards from your graveyard and create a 3/2. And you can do that instant speed. That's so good. That's so good. Everything in this everything in this set is good. Like, I could freaking count on one hand the amount of completely useless cards that I've run across. Everything is viable. Until end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield, tap to its owner's control levels. I mean, even that's useful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Got a black-green. One more rare for the box. Parasitic Grasp. Does 3 damage to target human creature. You now gain 3 life. Okay. Or cleave, and it just kills. And it does 3 damage to anything, and you gain 3 life. I like it. Also like the artwork. Panic Bystander. 2/2. Huh? Whenever it or another creature you control dies, you gain a life. Okay. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, transform. Okay, so 2 mana for a 2/2 that when something dies, you gain a life. Okay. If you gain 3 or more, which is pretty easy to do with white, it turns into a 3/5 with the same ability, and it has the ability to gain Death Touch. Okay, no, that's I don't know. There's ways to use that. All right, what's the rare? Ooh, ooh, what are you? Hello, a vampire cleric that becomes a kraken horror. There's a lot to unpack here. Let's see. When Runo Stormkirk enters the battlefield, put up to one target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Okay, so that's really good already. So put up to one target creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal it. If a creature card with mana value 6 or greater is revealed this way, transform it. So you could force him to transform by putting a mana value 6 creature on top of the library. That's why that bird horror was 6 mana. It's designed to combo with this card. Okay. Whenever he attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. If that creature is a kraken, leviathan, octopus, or serpent, create 2 of those tokens instead. What? That is crazy. Okay, wait. It can't be him, though. It can't be him. So, I mean, he's legendary. He would kill himself. So, I don't know how viable that would be. I mean, he's 3 mana for a 3/5 flyer if you have a 6 mana value creature in your graveyard. There's definitely ways to abuse that. Faceless Haven. Holy crap. It would require this card, a creature with mana value 6 or greater, and a Faceless Haven. Turn 4, if you've got that 6 mana creature in your graveyard and have revealed it, he's transformed. He's 3/5 flying. You ploop out the Faceless Haven. It and him attacks. You've got 3 Faceless Havens attacking, plus him. What? There's so many ways you could abuse that. Holy crap. I like it. I like it. I really do. I mean, I can't think of another way to use him that would actually be viable. And it's a really tricky thing to pull off, but imagine slamming somebody in the face with 3 Faceless Havens and this guy on turn 4. Like they quit the game is what happens. Wow. Do you get to wait? Does the turn? So if you make a copy of Faceless Haven, wait. If you make a copy of Faceless Haven like that, does it turn into a land? And this guy is heckin' fun. Are you kidding me? Okay. Interesting. All right, interesting. All right. This guy. Somebody should make that deck. If I need to share this concept with people. Let me do something real quick. Let me see something. What was that guy's name again? Oh, shoot. Crap. I'll do it later. That's, man. Oh, I got one of those. I actually wanted one of those. I like it because it exiles the cards from their hand, which is important because the graveyard filling up is a big deal in this one. Or you can kill a zombie. It's another one of those. Not bad, not bad. I'm on my last 3 packs here. Let's see what they have in store. Repository Scab, 3/3. What's creature? Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. When you attack with exactly 2 creatures, transform it. Holy crap. It would make 3. So wait, when you... It mills half an opponent's library every time it attacks. So... It would trigger... Okay, so you're not going to mill them all the way, but say they still have... Let's throw a number out there. Say they have 40 cards in their deck. First effect triggers, they have 20 cards in their deck. Second effect triggers, they have 10. Third effect triggers, they have 5. Suddenly, they've got 5 cards in their deck, and you've got 3 big old beef monsters attacking, plus that 3/5 guy. That could be funny. That'd be hilarious, in fact, to actually pull that off. When he transforms, add 2 red. Until end of turn, you don't lose this mana as the steps and phases in. Neat. Okay. Not bad. Another dig up. Nice, 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 nice. Storm Chaser Drake. Neat. Drakes are a big deal in this set, looks like, because that's like the 3rd one I've seen. There's even another one in this pack. Because target of a spell you control, draw a card. Okay. I got him. I got Sorin the Mirthless. I got him! Ah, I love it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. This is the one card that I needed for my main control deck. I got a mono black control deck. This card's perfect for it. There's so many ways to... This guy's just a nice... Just having a 2/3 flying lifelink vampire off the drop. Then the next turn... I mean, you could have 2 flying lifelink vampires for his... You know, whether he dies or not. Beautiful. And then, I mean, his +1... There's problems with it. You could actually freaking kill yourself. But he gets +1 and you have the option to reveal it and put it in your hand. Otherwise, he could just get +1 if you don't want to do that. Like, if you do that and you take 1 damage and you get something, but I mean, what, you know. And it doesn't technically count as a draw. That's an interesting phrasing. That doesn't count as a draw. Because it doesn't specifically says it's a draw. I don't know. There might be ways to abuse that. The wording is very specific for that reason. And the last pack has... 3rd one of those. Nice. At least I have a 3 stack of those. I think it's suggesting that it really wants me to use them. And there we go. It's frozen. Still says I have packs. It's a lot. It's a fish? Oh well. That would have been... Well, I mean, it would still copy it. It would just make 1 copy. The thing is, it makes a copy no matter what. It just... If it's one of those specific types, it makes 2 copies. That's what's bonkers about it. So, I mean, going back to our previous concept, if they had 40 cards in their deck, it would knock them down to 20 to knock them down to 10. Not the 5, but that's still pretty spiffy. Then you do it again the next turn if they survive, and suddenly they have like 3 cards in their deck. If they're lucky. 2 cards if they're lucky. I mean, it would still work, yeah. I mean, there's a lot. That card is nasty. Like, the more I'm thinking about that card, the better it seems. Like, I was first looking at it, I was like, I don't know if that's so good or not. But, I mean, it gives you the goal to create a deck specifically around it in an abusable way. You have to have an expensive creature, and there's some good creatures. Xanathar, it's a black blue. You have it in a deck with Xanathar and it automatically works. That's a good card. Okay, I'm gonna come up with something for that card. Actually, I want to look at. Yeah. That card's busted. Because look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Even stuff I'm not collected. I don't even know. See 6 and 7 plus creatures. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I mean, look at all these options. It's not like you have to build a deck around it, but you could build a really solid, powerful, dangerous deck because there's several creatures. I mean, okay, so he plays off of this, right? Is that right? Am I reading that right? Let's see. Where is he? He friggin' can copy Olivia. Well, it would kill her. It's, where'd he go? Oh, he's not actually, he doesn't actually cost 6 and 7. Okay. I mean, that, he works with that. That's actually a really phenomenal card. I could see lots and lots and lots and lots of ways to abuse that guy. How do I do the thing? Sorry, I was trying to figure out a thing here. Blah, 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 blah. I'm really liking the concept of using that card in an effective way. I want to find a way to use it. All right, you said, what is this? Let's see. Me. Exile it. It's not letting me pull up. Oh, so I got it set to standard. Let's go to historic then. I want to click that. You said... You said Fleet Swallower. There it is. 6/6 fish. When it attacks, target player mills half their library rounded up. Okay, yeah. So that would 100% combo well with that deck, with that card. I mean, even though, once again, it's a fish. But heck, by the time you get something like this out, maybe you could have that, what's the word? Oh, shoot. Where's that card? Maybe it's not. Let's see. Maybe it's Changeling. Spell that wrong. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Maskwood Nexus. Okay, so you have that out. Suddenly, you're making 2 tokens of everything. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. Creatures you control are every creature type. Suddenly, this guy looks even better because you just have a Maskwood Nexus out. And boom, you can create tokens with him. So bada boom, you just create the token with the dude, and then you attack with him, and you make 2 more tokens of the 2/2s, and then and okay, I was about to say maybe it's even more broken, but it has to only target one thing. That's the one fair concept of this card that kind of keeps it from being OP as heck. It's still pretty dang strong, but it can only target one thing, so you can't just like multiply your creatures every turn. You have to. It has a limit. Sorry, I am. Yeah, it's basically. I mean, I would almost say that a blue. I don't know what the terminology is. The blue, green, black combination. You could make an absolutely filthy, heavy creature. Sultai, yeah, that's right. Like you could make a deck around it. I don't know if it's like gonna win any like world tournaments, but it's absolutely gonna stomp face in if it runs the way it could. Like, at the very least, it would be hecka fun to pull off some of these combos with this stuff. Yeah, but see, and I was thinking about the 6-mana creature to be in the graveyard. I was thinking about that being a problem, but there's so many discard your own cards, mill your own cards effects in the last couple sets. It's kind of like it's designed around wanting it to be that way. And in addition to that, also, you could just naturally have the 6 mana creature top decked and get lucky. Or find another way to specifically choose the card and put it there in a certain way. Remember, let's see, what's that bird again? Let's see. Pay 3 mana, it comes from your graveyard to the library, second from the top. Literally, this card is designed to be in a deck with that other guy. Because just anything that gets that thing in your graveyard, all of a sudden, the turn after, or if you have a draw effect, any of that, it activates his ability. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. I really want to find a way to make this guy just the best card that you've ever seen in your life. I mean, it's fun because it's a 1/4 flyer for 3 mana. I mean, he comes in, he's a nice little guy right away. He's a vampire cleric. Tribal wise, that's a handy dandy. And then all of a sudden, he's a friggin' nuke. I guess he's basically friggin' Cthulhu. Cthulhu. Bruno's Storm. Oh shoot! So you apparently can't flip it. Um. Yeah, that was actually like I had a blast opening. Like I don't know, every pack I opened, I was like, "Yeah, this is fun." Everything was nice. Yeah, I'm gonna probably just kind of mess around and like build some decks and stuff. But it was fun hanging out. Thanks for coming by. Save. Oh no. Yeah, I don't even know. I wasn't even building a deck. I don't know. Let's see. What's the sealed? So the sealed gives you 6 14 card packs, which they add to your collection. Okay. What else is there? So, the quick draft, is there? No. No value added. Let's see. What does that do today? Okay, no. I'm tempted to do the sealed Crimson Vow here. It's a lot of gems to do that. And you don't really get anything but card packs for it. I don't know if I want to do that. You get 6 packs. You get 9 packs just for doing that. Wow, that freaking art is fantastic. I mean, you get 9 packs just for entering. And you have the capabilities of getting gems back. So you get 9 packs. It only costs 1,800 gems. Because even if you don't do it, you get 200. I mean, you can enter and then resign. And you basically bought 9 packs for 1,800 gems, which is not the worst thing you could possibly spend money on, I guess. Let's see. Whoa, commercial. wonder if my headset mic sounds like it's tweaking. That might be better. It's less, there we go. I think that's better. Sucks if that's been really loud and annoying. Okay. Do I want to do this? Black or green, blue or green, white or black. Baby. Now I just cast 20 black spells and you get all of it. Let's go with what we know. I really like that card. I don't know if I want to use it yet. Blood in the Snow is more expensive, but it has more value because it also kills planeswalkers. So. Wow, scared me. I think I want to slip this Sorin in here. What do I want to take out? with those, but maybe one day. Oh, they brought back specific treasure-producing artifacts. The treasure's an eyeball? Okay. One old rut stain. Treasures the battlefield. It's an interesting card. Other than Soren, I didn't really get anything that jumps out here. You know, I don't care. I don't know. Hostile has not helped me too much in this deck. I don't know if I want to use it or not.
What town is this?
Alright, I'm gonna test this out. If this combo works, is insane. I've only got the one guy, so very unfortunately I have to... Okay, perfect.
I love a good challenge.
Absolutely perfect. We can make this one. I've got to actually get the card for this to work, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna ride this out. I really want to see this combo in action. Oh my god, I can't make it work because I put regular islands. Well.
Good game.
I'm a moron. Okay. Okay, we'll go back. We'll go back. I'm an idiot. Okay. I wish I'd thought of that. I'm a dumb. I'm a dumb. try it again. Okay.
Let's get started.
Okay. I got ideas. I got ideas. I got plans. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take it. Okay, interesting. Okay.
Aw.
This plane's better to do that. Yeah, why not just throw it out there? Jesus.
Oh.
Jeez. Go wide, why don't you? is gonna be really hard to pull off this combo, even in a test setting. But when I do, it's gonna pay off. I just gotta make this work. Oh well, we'll make it work.
Cool.
Fantastic. All right, get you out. Okay, so here's the combo. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna not attack. Reveal that. He's a big boy. Next to combat. He's a big boy. Why not? We just do that. So 3 attackers. Target something. Target that. Okay. That's important. That is important. The camera broke. God dang it. God dang it, the camera broke in the middle of me doing this. Alright. So.
Whoa! Oh, sorry.
Jesus. Calm
Thought I
down.
saw something.
Alright, so. It just makes copies of the lands.
Keep going. You can do this.
Okay, so that's fascinating. So what it did was it made two Faceless Haven tokens. Which is still good, but it's not what I thought it would do. It'll copy the Hall of Storm Giants, though. So let's do that. I really wish it hadn't have... Wish I could undo that. That's annoying. Why did... Oh, okay, whatever. So it does the same thing. Alright. Kind of strange that it doesn't do that for horrors or crabs, unfortunately. So that guy's it. They have 4 Faceless Haven tokens. I'll just do that. Okay. So that's a very interesting conceptual idea. Alright. Alright, well, we figured out if that would work or not, and it technically did.